Satnam, the death is something that we can actually learn to celebrate by learning to honor our ancestors. This week, I'm coming to you from one of the most beautiful and magical towns in the whole wide world, literally headquarters for Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, and the celebration of our ancestors. I'm coming to you from beautiful San Miguel de Allende in Guanajuato, Mexico. Satnam and welcome on this very sacred day, which is known as the Day of the Dead in Mexico, but also in many other parts of the world where traditions learn to not be afraid of the cycle of transition of death and instead learn to celebrate it. My husband and I are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary in December, and we're renewing our vows, and we're renewing them here in San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, Mexico. It was very fortunate for us to be able to be here fixing and dealing with last minute details for our vows renewal during Dia de los Muertos. Literally my entire life, I've wanted to do this. I wanted to come back to Mexico and experience the rituals, the ceremonies, everything that happens, but I wasn't ready. And now I understand why this year specifically, especially with the really powerful ancestor of mine that recently transitioned, my abuelita, just a few months ago, I wouldn't have been prepared to come to really face and really look at the shift the perception of death in itself, to be able to go from fear to now go to celebration of it is something that we were not taught. In fact, we were programmed to be afraid of death. We've been programmed also to not commune and communicate with our ancestors who are actually always here, not just on El Dia de los Muertos. They're here every single moment of your life, guiding you and honoring you and helping you in your day-to-day life. In Mexico, death is very much celebrated with this beautiful holiday. In fact, it's almost as important as Christmas. And every year on November 1st, we celebrate what is known as El Dia de los Inocentes. In English, it's All Saints Day, or basically what it is, it's a celebration of El Dia de los Niños, or the children who have departed. And so we celebrate the children who have become angels and who've departed into their next assignment. And then on November 2nd is when we actually celebrate El Dia de los Muertos. And some people know it also as All Souls Day or the Day of the Dead. And the celebrations here are tremendous. I've been crying all morning. My heart has been opening up to the emotions that for a long time become hidden, because again, we're so afraid of this cycle ending and a new one beginning. And while it's really strange for most of us to accept the fact that death and festivities can go hand in hand, in Mexico, the two are intricately intertwined. And this all stems from ancient indigenous people of Mexico, the Aztecs, the Purepecha, the Nahua, the Totonac, and the Otomi, who believed that the souls of the dead actually returned each year to visit with their living relatives. They came to eat, to drink, and to be merry. And so just like they did when they were living, the Day of the Dead, they celebrate with them on the Day of the Dead. And they invite them to come back into 3D, where these actual celebrations actually happen. And there's a beautiful Aztec festival from the goddess Mictlantecuhtli, where these traditions actually began. And some of the things that they do is they use flowers, particularly a flower known as the cempasúchil. It's an Indian word for a special type of marigold. It's gorgeous. They use candles, which are placed at the graves. And there's beautiful altars throughout the city. You can definitely follow my stories on Instagram at Veronica Barraganayam, so you can check out some of the beautiful rituals and ceremonies that happen here. Other symbols, of course, include el pan de muerto, which is a delicious bread that we eat during this time. And just altogether, the energy here is completely out of this world. And the communication with the ancestors is very, very clear. The veil doesn't become thinner during this time, so it's always thin. But because the collective consciousness is all aligned with this feeling of sensing of connection with those that have departed, we can all sense more the power of being able to actually do this without being afraid, right? And we all have to realize that within every family, there is a karmic inheritance that is handed down the family line. In fact, if you check out many of my videos here, previous videos, you'll be able to learn more about ancestral karma, about behavioral epigenetics, and how your DNA is comprised of a lot of the times the traumas that your ancestors cannot heal themselves. So go check out some of those videos as well so you can learn more. And yes, our soul does pick certain family lineages to incarnate into, because it is these lineages that would provide us tremendous amount of soul growth. And if we're able to break free from these patterns and basically align ourselves with dharma instead of karma, not only would it help ourselves, but it helps our family lineage break free from the bondage as well. And so each generation must carry forward the evolutionary trajectory of the family line, making the best use of the ancestral blessings and dissolving also the ancestral curses. And so today I'm here to share with you all one of the most sacred Kundalini yoga meditations that completely revolutionized my life. This meditation I practiced not knowing what tremendous metamorphosis and transformation would occur in my life, and also not knowing that it would align me to my life purpose in helping women like you disrupt ancestral karmic patterns just the way I did and just the way my clients are doing. Jogi Bhajan, the great tantric master who brought Kundalini yoga from the east to the west, gave us this healing ancestral karma meditation as a powerful healing meditation and a soothing tool to help us release the karma of our ancestors. It is a meditation of deep healing. And as a meditation, it blesses our ancestors so we can heal our lineage, and so that we can also learn to connect with them without being afraid. And so with this meditation, you can absolutely visualize your ancestors, but you don't have to, especially if you're someone that perhaps was adopted. Maybe you don't know your ancestors, right? It's not necessary to do that because the technology knows where to go in your energetic field to actually disrupt these karmic patterns. But if you do know your ancestors, especially on a day like today, El Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Day, it's a wonderful day to visualize your ancestors lined up in front of you, your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and so on, and to call upon them, to connect with them if there's grievances, to learn to release by forgiving and accepting the past. That's 99% of our healing journey. This meditation will do that for you as well. Now, it's important that if you want the full effects of meditation, that you do practice it for 40 days, because that's where the impact starts to hit at the level of the DNA and the brain, which that's how deep our karmic patterns go. Subconscious mind, brain, nervous system, and body, like I've talked many times in my past videos, which again, go check out so you can learn a little bit more about that. So the meditation is actually pretty simple, and we're going to be using a very sacred sound frequency. Sound frequency mantra is basically disrupts thought patterns, emotional patterns right at the root, right at the level of the DNA. And this mantra specifically was actually given to Jogi Bhajan by Guru Ram Dass in his astral self. And Guru Ram Dass, being the fourth guru of the Sikhs, was actually known for humility and for his healing abilities. And so this mantra is also known for its healing qualities and for imparting humility to the ones who actually chant it. The mantra releases us to heal and protect ourselves and to move from just not this present moment, from the infinite to the infinite, meaning you can connect both with the 3D and the ethereal spirit world, which is how when we practice Kundalini yoga, we heal 7 generations before and 7 generations afterwards. And so as we start to chant this meditation, this projects the mind to the source of knowledge and ecstasy. And the second part of the mantra actually connects us with this wisdom that comes as being a servant of the infinite. And so the meditation, how we're going to practice it, is recommended for you to practice it for 11 minutes. And it's actually one that we use the mudra where we put our hands. Our right hand is going to be covering our heart the entire time. Our left hand is going to move behind our back, sandwiching the heart. Now the palm of your hand is going to actually be facing the back of the wall. So it's not touching your back. The palm of your hand is actually facing whatever is behind you. The heart center, the hand that you put at the heart center is actually touching your heart right at the middle, and it is facing forwards. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be sitting in easy pose, and we're going to be closing our eyes. We're going to be gazing right here at the middle of the third eye with our eyes closed. And you're going to be chanting this mantra out loud. And it's not one that is very difficult to remember. In fact, you'll probably get it within seconds after practicing it just a few seconds. The mantra in itself is Guru Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ram Das, Guru. And this is in the language of Gurumukhi, which is the science of energy. Guru meaning the teacher or guide that brings one from darkness to the light. Wahe, the exclamation of ecstasy, like wow. And Ramdas, literally translates as God's servant, but also refers to Guru Ram Das, the fourth Guru of the Sikhs. And so we're going to practice meditation today for 11 minutes. You should practice it for 11 minutes for 40 days. You can also start with 5 minutes, but to get the full potency of disrupting these ancestral karmic patterns, I highly recommend that you do practice it for 11 minutes. So let's go ahead and begin by first tuning in with the Adi Mantra. We're going to rub our hands together and close our eyes. And we're going to bring our hands up to our heart space. And with our eyes closed, we're going to begin by taking 3 deep inhales, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And on the third exhale, I'll start us off with a protection mantra. Please set your intentions on this very sacred day of Dia de los Muertos. Even if you're watching this sometime after this very sacred day, still connect fully to your ancestors, set those intentions, call upon the benevolent ones that are here to assist you, and open your heart freely, knowing that you're highly protected. So let's go ahead and begin. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. One more time, inhaling. Exhale. And last time to begin, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Exhale. Naat Guriname Chukat Guriname Sat Guriname Siri Gurudevi Name. At Guriname Chukat Guriname Sat Guriname Siri Gurudevi Name. At Guriname Chukat Guriname Sat Guriname Siri Gurudevi Name. Inhale. Exhale. And now let's immediately move into the mudra with your right hand covering your heart, left hand bringing it to the back. The palm is facing to the back wall, wherever you're facing. Bring your spine nice and straight. Close your eyes, gaze up to the middle of the forehead. And I'll start us off on our mantra. Chant out loud. Open your heart. You're in a safe space. 11 minutes. I'll see you on the other side. Let's end by taking a deep inhale with our hands still in the mudra. Inhale. Hold the breath in. Bring it up to the crown chakra, imagining this 1,000-petal lotus opening. Hold it, hold it. And now exhale through your nose. Push the belly out. Last time, inhale. And exhale. And now slowly release the mudra. Bring your hands down to your lap, palms facing the heaven. Be still and feel what you feel for just a moment as the energy disperses throughout your body temple. And now bring your hands back to your heart space in prayer pose. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Exhale. And now let's end together with a long Satnam, sealing the work here today, honoring our ancestors and allowing ourselves to step into our Dharma. Inhale, we're going to end with a long Satnam. Satnam, Waheguru Waheguru Satnam. Please honor yourself and open your eyes. Remember, God herself is realizing herself through you as you open your eyes. And bring yourself back slowly, opening your eyes. Connecting with that energy field, connecting with yourself. And this concludes a very powerful Kundalini Yoga meditation for clearing and disrupting ancestral karmic patterns. Again, 40 days straight. Highly recommend 11 minutes. You can start with 5 minutes, but highly recommend 11 minutes. Practice the meditation and let me know in the comments below how it's going for you, especially if you're going to commit to a 40-day sadhana, that's what it's, a spiritual practice of 40 days. And remember to sign up for my weekly newsletter Disruptor, where I share more meditations just like this to disrupt ancestral karmic patterns. You can find the links below in the comments. I want to thank you all so much for practicing this meditation, especially on a day so sacred like today. Remember, the veil is always thin, not just today. Your ancestors are always there waiting for you to call upon them so that these patterns can be disrupted and you can step into your God. Thank you all so much. Wishing you a blessed rest of your Dia de los Muertos. Satnam, and I'll see you soon.